So then let's consider first of all, what is a mind in the grip of vicious circles? Well, one of the most obvious instances that we all know is the phenomenon of worry. The doctor tells you that you have to have an operation. And that has been set up so that automatically everybody worries about it. But since worrying takes away your appetite and your sleep, it's not good for you. But you can't stop worrying, and therefore you get additionally worried that you are worrying. And then, furthermore, because that is quite absurd and you are mad at yourself because you do it, you are worried because you worry because you worry. That is a vicious circle.
Anxiety is a normal response of the human body in reaction to certain events and can prove beneficial in keeping us out of harm's way. Yet for over 40 million adults in the United States, anxiety occurs far more commonly, causing excessive stress and emotional pain. Anxiety forces a fight or flight response, triggering a flood of stress hormones which enhance speed, reflexes, and heart rate. But when this response is triggered unnecessarily and persistently, the body takes a toll along with the mind, which brings into question how much effect the mind really has over the body. The mind-body complex has created an age-old philosophical debate, stemming from the inability to explain how the non-physical mind relates to the physical human body. Philosophers from Socrates, Descartes, and more present-day Searle are just a few of many that have thrown their viewpoints into the seemingly never-ending debate. Yet, it is not only a debate amongst philosophers, but also amongst scientists and medical professionals, because it is not just the mind versus the body, or the conscious versus the unconscious. It even leaves people questioning the mind and the brain. Despite being synonymous terms, it is widely believed that the mind is just an activity of the brain, yet any distinction is hard to make, because despite advancements revealing many of the brain's secrets, the 3-pound organ is the most intricate part of the human body and remains full of mystery. Regardless of the slight differences some may find in defining the mind and the brain, the arguments made against the mind versus the brain and the mind versus the body originate with the same concept of the non-physical versus the physical, yet there is an unmistakable correlation between the two. The physical brain and the proverbial mind are incredibly powerful things. For instance, have you ever experienced those butterflies in your stomach when nervous, or got a headache when stressed? The mind can produce negative emotions that result in real physical ailments. With over 3 million new cases per year in the United States alone, anxiety is a heavy hitter when it comes to negative influences within the mind. But anxiety doesn't only make its presence known mentally, but also physically, with ailments much more serious than commonly believed. The prolonged effect of anxiety can destroy the healthy body, weakening the body's defenses and allowing chronic diseases to flourish. Cardiovascular diseases, chronic respiratory diseases, diabetes, arthritis, and neuropsychiatric diseases are all stress-related. The term allostasis literally means maintaining stability through change. It is the body's way of achieving consistency, or homeostasis. The mind and body are constantly adjusting to the environment, like when blood pressure increases in the face of opposition. Yet, although a safety mechanism to maintain internal stability, this can prove problematic with those constantly having an internal battle with their own mind. With those experiencing constant stress or anxiety, this increases susceptibility to disease. Many studies on the effect of emotions on the body have concluded that recovery from intense or prolonged emotional stimuli results in a dysregulation of the immune system, with harmful physiological effects including neuroinflammation and accelerated cellular aging. And the ill effects impact more than those with a diagnosed anxiety disorder. Anxiety impacts everyone at different points throughout life, and even if it's not a chronic condition, those moments of stress and worry can still have a negative influence on our health. Even the process of catching the flu and the common cold are linked to emotions. Those experiencing negative emotions are more susceptible and more likely to procure these viruses, while those with more positive outlooks and emotions have a stronger immune system and are less likely to get sick. So, unlike earlier notions about the mind-body connection, scientists now have documented through imaging technology what Descartes and other philosophers could only deduce, proving that our thoughts are capable of producing dramatic chemical and physical changes that directly affect our health, officially drawing to an end the mind-body debate. The mind-body connection may be proven, but the statistics and research for mind-body related treatment is not receiving much notice. Today, 25% of people visiting the doctor still have physical symptoms caused by their emotional state alone. Mind-body treatment is necessary for the prevention and treatment of disease. So how can we integrate both mind and body therapies to improve health?
Nothing happened.
We came to believe that everything could be cured by drugs and surgeries.
I think I got sick because everything in my life was really out of balance.
It was always obvious that the ancient wisdom traditions that mind and body were interconnected, but somewhere along the line we've created a dichotomy as if they were separate.
There is no doubt that the mind and the body are connected, and that when those connections are broken, you have disease.
Mind-body treatment is necessary for the prevention and treatment of disease, because often it's hard to draw a line between the two. A study done in Italy found that depression levels better predicted the patient's disability and pain than did the extent of their knee damage. A study done at the University of Washington also found that measures of anxiety better predicted patients' health status a year after surgery than did the severity of their heart disease. So how can we integrate both mind and body therapies to improve health? At Duke University, a study of heart disease patients found that relaxation and cognitive therapy reduced the risk of further heart problems by 75% compared to those only given the normal medical care and medications. Another study done at the University of California, Davis assigned 335 patients audio tapes to listen to before and after surgery. Those that listened to a tape with guided imagery, music, and specific suggestions of diminished blood loss and rapid healing had 43% less blood loss and spent one less day at the hospital. With the connection between the mind and body so strong, the Buddha may have had it right all along when he was quoted saying that the mind is everything, and that what you think, you become. Perhaps this acknowledgement of the mind and body connection enables the practices of Buddhists to benefit overall health by putting a focus on the strengthening of the mind. Mindfulness meditation practice is a relatively simple practice which involves sitting comfortably and paying attention to the breath, following it as you breathe in and breathe out. And as your mind inevitably wanders, you simply notice it and then return the focus back to the breath. Mindful meditation can begin at as short as 5 to 10 minutes a day, and as improvement is made, this time can be doubled and tripled. It's a practice that depends wholly on the individual's availability and needs, an incredibly easy practice that develops a stronger mind. Increasing the capacity for mindfulness creates a greater ability to deal with adverse events by leaving people less likely to lose themselves amongst worries of the future and regretful encounters. It shifts your thoughts away from usual preoccupations into a larger perspective on life. Experimental programs have demonstrated that techniques such as relaxation, group support, imagery, meditation, even prayer can alter the course of some illnesses, decreasing symptoms and reducing hospital stays and medication. So no matter what route you choose to take, be it music, meditation, or prayer, there is an inarguable connection between the mind and the body. So relax, take a deep breath, and open your mind to everything around you, because a healthy mind is a healthy body.
I found some magic medical thing that fixed me. It was actually that sort of inner capacity for healing and activating that.
The medical research had so many clues that it wasn't that difficult to put that together.
And I didn't believe it. It was such a powerful finding, so we replicated it.
This now was science. Here was something measurable, predictable, and reproducible.
So why wouldn't everyone be doing it?
It's a very powerful effect that contributes about 30 to 50% of any biological effect.
The brain can also influence the body at even a very cellular level.
If you had a pill that did that, every infertility patient in the country would take it.
And I think the evidence is accumulating that it helps people live longer as well.
One day we'll be able to drop the word integrate, and this will just be good medicine.
We have much more to say over how healthy we'll be than our doctors.
It's real hope that you can end up perfectly well after 10 or 15 years with this illness. I mean, I have.
Modern science has shown us that the mind has the power to heal. We should use that capacity.